Every case tractor has been carefully inspected during the various stages of assembly. As it comes off the production line, it has been given a thorough road test. Nevertheless, faults can sometimes occur before delivery to the customer because of deterioration whilst in stock, damage in transit, or even pilfering. It's therefore essential that all tractors are thoroughly and methodically inspected immediately before delivery to the customer or prior to a demonstration. This inspection must be performed in precise accordance with the procedure detailed in the tractor service book. There are 8 main areas requiring inspection: the cooling system, lubrication, the engine, steering, the electrical equipment, the controls, the transmission, and the hydraulic system. In addition, there are a number of general checks to be made. The cooling system. The coolant level must be correct and topped up if necessary. If there's leakage from any of the connections, this must be rectified. The radiator drain plug should be checked for correct operation. Make sure the drive belt tensions are satisfactory and that the correct pressure cap has been fitted. Finally, on the cooling system, check that the strength of the antifreeze and water mixture is as specified. Lubrication. The level of the engine oil must register full on the dipstick. It's equally important to check the transmission oil level. Lubricant levels must also be checked in the steering, the reduction unit, in the four-wheel drive differential, and the planetary reduction unit. Where appropriate, the injector pump oil level should be checked. Fluid levels must be satisfactory in both brake and clutch reservoirs. And all filler, level and drain plugs should be tight. Evidence of external oil leaks should be investigated. Finally, lubricate all grease points. The engine. Make sure all external nuts and bolts are tight. And that the condition and tightness of all hoses between air cleaner and engine are satisfactory. Check that the air cleaner elements are correctly installed. Run the engine and ensure that its operation is to standard at both high and low idling speeds. Check the belt alignments and tensions are correct on the fan, the alternator, the power steering pump, and the compressor. Make sure all the engine controls are operational and that the instruments function satisfactorily. With the engine running, check the condition of the refrigerant. The steering. The alignment of the front wheels must be checked. Inspect the steering connections, both mechanical and hydraulic. Measure the tire pressures. Wheel bolts and nuts must be tight. On four-wheel drive tractors, the adjustable stop should be checked. The steering arm bolt must be set at the appropriate torque level. The steering system functions must be satisfactory in all four operating modes. Wheel sensors must be centered correctly, and the sensor set screw should be tight. Check that the steering wheel vertical and lateral movement is satisfactory. Electrical equipment. Check the operation of all the lights. The battery electrolyte level must be correct, and the state of discharge of the battery should be checked. All cable connections to the battery should be satisfactory, and the battery must be securely located. Windscreen wipers and washers must function, as should the heater and air conditioning units. Where appropriate, check the operation of the neutral start switch. Controls. Adjust the free travel of the clutch release and make sure the clutch controls operate correctly. The brake control should be checked as well as the handbrake or park lock adjustment. Check the PTO clutch spool adjustment, the transmission clutch spool adjustment, and the inching pedal adjustment. Transmission. The transmission and PTO pressure must be checked. Make sure the gear engagement is satisfactory, including four-wheel drive engagement. Where appropriate, adjust the retard valves on power shift. Check the operation of the PTO. Hydraulic system. Make sure the controls operate properly and that the draft arm height is adjusted according to specifications. Check the hydraulic system pressure and inspect the operation of the couplers and draft arm linkage. General inspection. Make sure all additional accessories work. Drain the water trap and add fuel. Ensure that all safety decals are properly and securely located. The seat belt must be installed and function properly. Carefully inspect the tractor for storage or shipping damage and that the condition of the paintwork is to the required standard. Check that all external nuts and bolts are tight, including the ROP's cab mounting. Make sure all the necessary literature, tools and loose equipment is present and in order. Run the tractor to operating temperature to ensure the temperature gauges function. Visually inspect the tires. Finally, wash and clean the tractor. When the pre-delivery inspection has been carried out and the tractor delivered to the customer, the owner registration form must be completed and returned to the factory so that the tractor can be registered for warranty. Pre-delivery inspection and owner registration are important. Failure to do either can easily result in unnecessary expense and effort by the dealer and his staff. Thorough PDIs will eliminate visits to the user to rectify minor faults and ensure a satisfied customer. Unfortunately, a recent survey has shown that PDIs aren't always performed correctly and that some owner registration forms aren't being completed. It's in everyone's interest that the pre-delivery inspection is thorough, and it's an essential part of the case commitment to quality and customer satisfaction. This has been a Vista production, part of the case commitment to provide you with an effective means of training and communication. Look out for more Vista programs on money-saving agricultural techniques. Vista, video information for sales, training and advertising.
There's a custom-designed Vista hardware system for the showroom display of Vista programs. It consists of a VHS video player recorder and a 20-inch color monitor housed in a special lockable mobile cabinet. Order now direct from Case Tractors.